Hi everyone, I am Piyumi Atapattu from Group AS and I am excited to introduce to you our Facebook page of EcoBits. I am very happy to introduce our Facebook page to you. EcoBits is an educational and economic platform created to discuss and find the answers to current economic issues. Our main goal is to understand economic concepts and teach them to the public. We believe we can educate people about these topics and helps them to make better financial decisions in their everyday lives. And we can learn about this gap between the real world and economics in an engaging and fun way. Next, I move to the Pavani for continue the presentation.
Now we are see the purpose of our social media page is to educate and create awareness about key macroeconomic concepts such as gross domestic product, inflation, unemployment, monetary policy, and fiscal policy, specifically in relation to the Sri Lankan economy. By sharing informative, post, interactive content and real-world examples, my goal is to make complex economic topics easier to understand for students and the general public. So that platform aims to bridge the gap between academic knowledge and everyday economic issues, helping people understand how macroeconomic change affect their lives and decisions. So next I invite Avishka Navodde to continue our presentation.
I am explaining our process of page maintenance. To make sure my content was effective, I regularly check how my posts we are doing using from the platform. I paid attention to like, shares, comments and reach to see what my audience responds to the most. I noticed that posts about current event and interactive content like polls got the best engagement. So I changed my content strategies based on what would where I start creating more of the content that got good result. I also made it a point to respond quick to comments and messages. This helped build trust with my audience and improve the page's visibility. Overall, by tracking performance and making small changes, I was to create better content and grow engagement over time. Next, I invite Dilhara to continue our presentation.
Now we discuss about the macroeconomic variables and their relevance to the public. First, I am going to talk about the inflation. Inflation is the general rise in prices over time, which reduces the value of money as purchasing power declines. While moderate inflation is a normal part of a growing economy, it still affects consumers and businesses. Economists measure this inflation using tools like the Consumer Price Index to track changes in the cost of living. Then I am going to talk about the gross domestic product. Gross domestic product is a key indicator that reflects a country's economic output and overall health. It measures the total value of goods and services produced within a nation in a specific period. It includes four main components. They are consumption, investment, government expenditure, and net exports. This GDP can be expressed in two forms. First one is nominal GDP, which values output using current prices. Second one is real GDP, which adjusts for inflation to reflect the true growth in output. Okay, and next I invite my colleague Sandhumi to describe two other important variables.
And GDP is Tarshika. Income is the total value of all goods and services produced in a country over a specific period. It helps measure a nation's economic performance and important policy decisions. Key concepts in national income include GDP, which covers production within borders, and GNP, which adds income from abroad, and NNP, which accounts for depreciations. We also look at personal income and disposable income, which shows what individuals earn before and after taxes. These indicators together give a clear picture of a country's economic growth. Let's move to sustainable economic growth. To achieve sustainable economic growth, a country must focus on three key areas. First, invest in renewable energy. It helps reduce dependence on fossil fuels and protects the environment. Second, promote green industry. It encourages eco-friendly innovations and creates sustainable jobs. Third, improve education and skills. it ensures a knowledgeable and adaptable workforce that can meet the needs of a change in economy. So, together, these steps support long-term growth without harming future generations. Next time, invite to meet me to continue the presentation.
I discuss Sri Lankan economic crisis. In recent years, Sri Lanka faced a serious economic crisis. Foreign reserves ran low, which means we couldn't import fuel or medicine. Prices went up fast. This is called inflation. Many of us felt it every day when buying food or trying to travel. This shows how national economic issues directly affect our daily life. My next topic is how do governments control the economy? Governments plays a key role in keeping the economy balanced. They collect taxes and use that money to build schools, hospitals and roads. They also control money supply and make rules to protect workers and businesses. These actions affect our jobs, salaries and even the prices we pay. Now I over to Hasini.
First, I talk about global unemployment. Unemployment is not just a local issue. Globally, millions struggle to find work. When people can't earn an income, it leads to hardship for their families. Therefore, this reason increases poverty. That's why it's important for every country to focus on education, skill development, and creating job opportunities. It helps individuals, families, and the economic growth. My next topic is world economic challenges. We live in a connected world. Global issues like war, climate change, and high debt affect of all of us. For example, if fuel prices go up worldwide, we also pay more here. These challenges show why global cooperation and strong planning are important for peace, the environment, and stable living cost. Next, I over to Dulari.
I wish to talk about fiscal policy and monetary policy. Fiscal policy. Fiscal policy means how the government uses money when they build projects or reduce taxes. It helps business grow and people find jobs. For us, it means more public services, better roads, and maybe lower costs during those times. So it's a powerful tool to support citizens. Monetary policy. Monetary policy is managed by the central bank. If interest rates go down, loans are cheaper, so business and people can invest more. If inflation is high, the bank can raise rates to slow down spending. This directly impacts your savings, loans, and the prices you pay in daily life.
When we are doing our awareness session, we have to face some challenges. First, audience engagement. Macroeconomic concept can be complex and theoretical, so difficult to understand normal people. Therefore, we could grab only some interested people to our page. Therefore, we have to use simple method like graphs, videos, pictures to our post. Next, misinformation. Some economic concept can be political bias, so can be wrong. Next, content consistency. Regular creative content is need to maintain interest of the people. Finally, measuring impact. It is hard to assess if followers truly understand our post. Now, I'll invite Kavisha to continue the presentation.
We discussed the impact of inflation on purchasing power, the role of GDP and national income in measuring economic health, and lessons from the Sri Lankan crisis on the risk of poor economic management. It explains how fiscal and monetary policies help establish economics, highlights global unemployment's effect on society, and stresses the need for international cooperation to address challenges like inequality and climate change. Lastly, it emphasizes the importance of sustainable growth that balances development with environmental care. These topics helped us understand how introduced the world economy is and how economic decisions affect everyday life. It also showed the importance of responsible leadership and informed citizens in shaping a stable future. Thank you.